That's why she did so poorly.
I didn't
know
lack
you
of
guys.
experience, the lack of light. This is a new endeavor. As you are trying on your 18th berry, you're like, oh, jeez. All right, well, just wipe the juice off in there, I guess. You hear shh, and a dagger, comes into your vision. If I'm just.
You make no noise.
Press,
I'm gonna put a bell on you. And I take the dagger.
Press it with the dagger. It releases better. Just if you don't have to.
I will take your advice, Dad. Thank you. I just didn't want to wake anyone. I'm sorry if I did.
Yeah, I don't really sleep. Not since the incident.
Oh, another story you'll tell me later?
Yeah. It's actually pretty funny. It's how I lost my leg. Anyway, so what's on the agenda today, huh?
I don't know. Honestly, I've been kind of stalling, hoping Hasgar would come back, but Torsten did what he thought was right, even though he was an idiot and sent our friend away. He should have known we're in hell. I told him we're in hell.
Hey, so I have this thing. I'm very stealthy. That means I'm very quiet. Just scared the crap out of you. So try to be quiet.
I think we need to cross the river to find out where to go next, because I keep sensing portals, but I'm not feeling anything. So we need to either head back into the cold or cross the river and see if there's anything on that side.
Yeah. So about getting back into the it's already cold outside. I don't like it. That's why I keep hoping Rusty has some we'll say shrinkage issues and wants to stay inside of his bubble because I don't like the cold. So I don't want to go back into the really bad cold because I don't know how well you fared, but those things, yeah.
I have an idea for them.
Oh, okay. What is your idea?
It's actually your idea.
Oh, I contributed. Okay, I feel worthy now.
Remember your story you told me about the elk?
Yeah.
Well, one, I can summon creatures and
Okay.
send them in the opposite direction.
Oh, that could come in handy. Yeah, sure. Okay.
So we can get rid of them that way, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than the sparkly death that we gotta deal with.
Yeah, that sparkle's not good. Bad. Hey, about yesterday, I was a little too blunt. I apologize. I'm not the best as far as communication. But,
very gently, I don't put my hand on his leg. I just here's his leg. I just touch the fingertips, and I just leave my hand there to instead of putting my full hand on his leg, it's just touching gently on the pants. Okay.
He kind of looks down at it. He doesn't jump, but he kind of and he starts scratching at his knee where your fingertips were.
I appreciated what you said. It helped.
Hey, I mean, it's part of being a parent, right? I mean, granted, wasn't the reason for you existing, but
can I hold your hand for a moment? I know it's hard for you.
Yeah, sure. A little dizzy. Okay.
I take his hand, and I know you love her, but in my book, you're my only parent. You're all I needed.
Oh.
You were enough. You are enough. But if you want to help her, I'm gonna help you help her. I promise. And I let go.
So I got an idea. I kind of need a couple of ingredients and a book. Magic, not really my thing. Obviously your thing, and I greatly.
I slap his hand.
Stop
Scratching. I get you. You probably can't help it, but stop it. I'm gonna put mittens on you.
He holds up a Dragon Ball.
Get it back. Is that Grumpy or Clingy?
I have no idea.
Is he talking to you? If he doesn't talk to you, it's Grumpy.
Nothing.
Probably Grumpy. When I take the ball from him.
As you touch the ball, you hear, "Let go of me before I tear you." Oh, it's you.
Wait, were you talking to him? He didn't hear you. Wait, Dad, you can't hear them when they talk? I reach in my bag and pull out Clingy. Touch Clingy. I hold it out to him do you hear anything?
You, Rihanna, hear,
"Sweet against the orb."
But he's like, "Sorry, kiddo. No."
Oh, he says he can feel your flesh against the orb. That's quite useful that you can't hear them. That means they can't possess you.
Yeah, can we revisit that whole why you have the Dragon Ball things?
I I kind of took them as a spur of the moment thing after I saw that you melted the damn door. So I snuck my way in, and
That was a really useful tool I had.
what was it?
Doesn't matter, it's gone now. So we've got Torsten.
Stumpy,
We have Rusty.
the third leg.
Okay, Tripod.
Tripod.
Yeah. So Stumpy, Tripod, Owlbear,
Leader.
and us. So
You say the word, we'll leave together.
yeah, I mean that's kind of the goal, isn't it? Where
Just
do you
me
feel?
and you.
Oh,
Nah,
I kind of like the others though.
I kind of like Rusty, and I will start trying to be nicer to Torsten. And I mean, I could just polymorph Scrack and put it in my pocket.
If you want to be nicer, you guys can wait until morning.
Oh, sorry.
This is hell.
Lullaby and good night. Shut your.
Take a walk while they slowly wake up.
No, it's cold. I'm good. But big fella over there. The one
Stumpy?
that looks, yeah, the one that looks like he was about my size, and then somebody went, oh, yeah, that guy. Not a lot of meat on his bones, but he's kind of handsome. I mean, in a weird human way, I guess.
How do I say this? I wouldn't touch Torsten with Rusty's 13-inch dick.
You
I
sound
love
just
it.
like your
He's a
mom.
good guy, but no.
Yeah, that's what your mom said. Anyway,
Hey, okay.
it's just thought. It's just, hey, one human to another human, or if you prefer gnomes or dwarves. What about that guy that was
I met a
temporary-
vampire.
Ooh, a vampire.
I get up and walk out of the dome.
Completely collapses. Crabs fall all over you.
She was
Who
awesome.
hasn't had that dream?
Right.
And Roscoe, he was a hunk.
Oh, she?
Well, yeah, Vera was awesome, and then she had this guy with her named Roscoe. He was a wall of a man. And he had these fangs. It was really cool. And then I dated myself, as everyone puts it. Her name was, I called her V, and she was awesome and little psycho. Obsessed with me. And when I broke up with her, she flashed me her titties. Said she
Oh.
was in love with me, but I don't think that's love. Little psycho. Love that.
So you don't have limitations like the rest of us. Awesome. Okay.
Are there such thing as a limitation?
I mean, no, you do you. I just never quite,
As a man
can-
who can change into anything, you think you wouldn't be
I've
limited?
been male, female. I've been everything in between. But yeah, I've just always been northwesterly, shall we say, towards females myself. I'm
I don't
whatever
believe
you
in
decide.
following north.
You don't quite have the oh, you meant like directionally. I was talking about physically. So yeah, that's cool. You do you.
I think I'm not going to do anything for a while.
Oh, well, you're kind of speaking my language. Hi.
Dad, I'm your daughter. I was talking about dating.
So was I. What'd
I've
you think I was
never-
talking about?
I've never even kissed someone.
What?
I dated her, but I never kissed her.
Hey, Torsten. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey. Just shut up. Close your eyes. Pucker your face. Go for it.
I sucker punched Thurston in the face.
Communication has never been my strong suit, but I don't think I was going there.
Ow!
Sorry.
Dad wanted me to kiss you,
Uh,
so I,
what?
I kissed you with my fist.
Okay, when
Well,
you
with my
were
fist.
when you were tiny, I used to tell you that if a boy tries to kiss you and you want to kiss him back, you had to give him a kiss and a punch. That was just me being a dad. We're all adults here. I just
You thought that I would kiss Torsten, the man
I
I hate
mean-
with all my fiber of my being,
well,
who I
we're in
just
hell,
started to
so
be
I
nice
just
to
figured-
again.
Okay, maybe Torsten isn't the
I will kiss Hasgar on the lips before I kiss Torsten.
Escar pops up. No, just kidding. Comes everywhere. Why are you fumbling, Torsten? What's going on? Anyway,
Torsten,
no,
good
Escar's
guy.
not there yet.
Exactly. The only reason she'd say it.
Torsten just gets up and walks outside, scratching his head.
I touch a tree.
They're all dark and twisted. Blue veins going up all of them. All their branches go towards a point at the top. There are still apples hanging off of every one of them, and all the apples have a shiny, glossy, almost glass-like appearance.
How high
It's
are
the
they from me?
throbbing that bothers me.
So they're all about 30 to 40 feet tall, depending. But they grow in a cluster It starts off with a few little saplings here and there, and then as they get towards the tree that you created, they grow, and then behind it are more trees and more saplings.
Guys, I made a forest, and I think I technically planted enough trees, like Max did, with one tree.
Good 24 or so trees.
Got a
Have
little
you
bit
ever
more
heard
to
the
go.
saying about the road to hell is paved with good intentions?
No, I haven't.
We're in hell.
So, well, your forest in hell, while it was a good intention, probably should be purged with fire.
Don't you dare.
I mean,
They're not hurting anyone.
They're certainly trying.
as they bend forward.
They're not hurting anyone. They're growing fruit, edible fruit, mind you, with some side effects,
all
but
fruit
edible
is
fruit.
edible, but some is poisonous, and probably not good. And you see
Dad,
his
do you
hand
think I
just
should
flick.
burn it?
You see his hand just flick a little bit, and there is a small humanoid about this big with horns growing out of the sides of its head and wings, and is pierced straight through the chest to one of the trees, through the chest with his rusty knife. Okay. Reflexes are still good.
Go and I pull the dagger out. Is the thing still stuck on it?
No, because the bark is slowly climbing across the body and pulling the into.
I pull the dagger out.
Yeah, can I have that back, please?
I turn the blade over and I hold the blade and hand it to him.
Hey, thanks. Careful though. Not the best to handle this blade.
All right. To quote our owlbear, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I think we should cross the river and see what's on the other side.
Grandma's house. How about another idea?
I mean, crossing the sticks is not a good idea.
I mean, it's only 45 feet wide, guys. I can fly across.
I mean, I'm sure it's narrower in other areas, but the act of actually going over is. So imagine, if you will, space-time continuum.
Smack him.
The beginning of.
Hey,
I was just
Torsten,
trying to make a point.
why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side, right?
Because it had two hands.
You mean two wings. Look,
You'll never get old.
anyone else have another idea? We're not going back into the frozen hell. Rusty, your frozen hell. We can't survive there.
Well, I
I
mean,
never asked any of you to.
if I may, we have a compass.
We do?
You.
Yeah, and every time I've done it in the last 2 days, all I feel is the river.
It's gotta be a start. Like maybe we should just look. If you ever get lost in the woods or in the desert and you come across a stream, sure, great, drink from it, and possibly lose your memories forever and be just a wandering spirit that gets eaten by something, or you just follow it and maybe find.
You, of all people, know we're not supposed to walk next to a river in the middle of a forest. You're supposed to walk through the forest.
Look, if we
because the
walk
river
through that
draws
forest,
animals.
we're all going to get eaten by it. So
I'm not talking about I'm saying we walk off the sand because the sand and water draws creatures. But it means we go into the cold and keep walking next to it.
Yes, it does. And
No.
and at least he's not here in his nightgown, freezing to death.
I don't know. It seems like the outer realm to me.
You can totally went through a portal and went home because that makes total sense.
I mean, if
No, wait. Stop. Sorry, Torsten. I'm being mean. You were just trying something. I get it. Not all of us are thinking correctly anymore, okay? We're all trying to help each other.
If he would have stayed here, he would have died of hypothermia. So and we needed to find out where we were.
We knew we were in hell, Torsten. You could try to die on that hill saying you didn't know we were in hell. But I'm okay with you sending him. I'm not okay with you sending him while we were all asleep and didn't let me say goodbye to my best friend. That is what I'm angry about.
that's some of
I
the best
get you were
advice,
trying
actually.
to prove your point. I get it. You were trying to make sure, you were trying to do what's right, but you sent my best friend away. Do you understand that?
I understand that your feelings for people changes like the weather alongside the ocean.
Only with you.
Well.
Why do you have a tree, Dad?
An experiment.
Okay.
Took a lot to pull it out of the sand.
Put it down.
It's not doing anything to me. But so I'm gonna take this with me. Got an idea. But in the meantime, since you guys are just chatting about who's at fault,
While walking downstream.
I am going to keep going. You're welcome. And he just keeps walking.
You're the only one I changed feelings for. Everyone else in this group I love. But I'm going to try to be nicer to you because I understand that you are going through things just as much as I am. That's the only thing I'm apologizing for, is that I have not been considerate of your feelings, but I am not apologizing for anything I've done or said up to this point.
I think she likes
And I-
you.
And I go towards my dad and kick him in the ass and keep walking.
Make an attack.
Let's see. You have no armor on, bitch.
I have no armor on, but my dexterity.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not as a rogue.
So you go to kick, and there's like empty air, and he's behind you. Maybe we can teach you something. And as
Did
he,
you
walks
just say
around,
we?
as he walks around, he tosses you a Dragon Ball. I want to keep your flap closed.
That's great advice for all of us.
Put it away. Got the bag. I am going to be crocheting what yarn I made when I was in the city and walking, but I'm using my left hand instead of my right because my right's fucked up now, and I am a little slower than I usually am. So something that would have taken me an hour is going to take me 2 hours now. So I'm working on a beanie, which is called the 1 hour beanie. That's what I'll be working on as we're walking down the river.
You're gonna work on it.
Watching my dad. Yeah, I'm going to be watching dad, making sure he doesn't like stick that in his mouth.
He's playing around with it, and he just like takes a little twig off of it. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's have. He just plops down in the sand. I don't actually know where I'm going.
I stand next to him. We're just heading downriver, Dad. I will sense a portal in a little bit. I need to be at least a mile away from where we were.
Yeah. All right. All right. So as you have all been walking and talking, you are unaware of this, but a doorway opens, and out pops Haskar in new clothing and armor, holding a boot. Slowly sinking into the sand still. And you also see some really messed up trees.
Torsten, you motherfucker, where are you?
Torsten, roll for perception.
So, no, 17.
You hear, Torsten, you mother.
I turn around, look behind me. Did you guys hear that? Riona, are you throwing
Sorry.
your voice again?
I have a passive of 20. Did I hear it?
Probably with a passive.
I'm just, yeah, I was like, just looking around. Hey, Dad, does hell have sirens? Like, like mermaids and oceans and shit?
So it really depends on which level. Can you get right between my shoulder blades? Right here, I'll loosen this a little bit. Just. Oh yeah.
Focus. Sirens in hell, or I'll
Yes.
stop.
So okay. So it depends on what level and what I mean. It's hell. So but I don't know about this one. But we are next to the river Styx, so probably.
So maybe you should go follow the voice, Torsten, or stick with the group and keep walking.
It's
Meet
behind
with your
us.
god.
He's
Yes.
reaching out to you.
Definitely wasn't Tyr. I know his voice.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
Do
like
you?
a god level tier.
I-
Do I see which way the footprints went?
Oh yeah, past the forest.
I just start marching.
Okay. As you start walking past the trees, you do see the fruit, and the trees are growing visibly, and more sprouts are coming out of the sand.
I keep
beautiful
looking
fruit.
behind us as we walk, making sure I don't.
I
Making
know,
sure,
guys. I know you can hear me.
oh, come on. I know somebody can hear that, right?
Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, you'd
I
recognize.
don't hear anything.
That really sounds like Asgard.
Zephyr Strike, 120 feet running back past
God
everybody.
damn it.
You all see as the river Styx has been flowing, a spray goes this way as sand goes this way.
Just sprinting.
Yeah,
Right.
it won't take long, but you do see a
Hey,
very
Torsten, do you have some of
angry-
those in your eye?
No,
Man,
I've been walking on land, not the sand.
Do I see her coming?
You see the spray of the water and sand V shape getting closer and closer.
Time to get the sword out.
Roll for it.
Just like,
You're holding it.
see the floor.
You
I'm not stopping.
you never said you sheathed it because she didn't give it a sheath, so you're just holding it in your hand at the ready. As Riona suddenly appears with the sword buried deep through.
I was gonna say you could roll for it because I'm not stopping. I'm going straight into a hug, holding him.
Do you accept the high velocity hug? Yes. Opposing strength checks.
Let's see, because I'm totally strong. Unless we roll properly. Yeah, no, I'm 18, and that's pretty good for me.
So Riona, it's almost like hitting a wall of dwarf.
It's not the first time I've ran into a dwarf wall. Just
Asgard staggers you back a little bit, but you now have a 6 foot tall, bright red haired human draped all around.
hey, I'm 5'5", bitch.
Just near
I'm not that tall.
So
It's only when
basically,
I
my face is just-
Not the first time. I let go. No, I don't let him. I don't let go. I just let him breathe. You come back. You're back. You're back in hell. Why are you back in hell? You were safe. How heavy are you? How heavy are you?
200 pounds before. So, 2, 3,
Yep. Okay, I saw a little. I was gonna say I have a little zephyr strike. I could have carried you back, but I'll just walk back with you. Yeah, too heavy. Way too heavy for me. And you can kill whoever you want when we're out of hell. How did you get here?
It's really a deal with my sister.
Your sister's alive.
Yeah, she's
That's
not.
good, right?
No, it's so. It's,
Well, I know you don't like your family in the
No,
last one.
listen, she's not fully my sister. She controls all the doing in the city.
Um,
I'm pretty sure she ate at least my brother.
cannibalism. Yummy. Well, Torson's up there. My dad's alive and he's a changeling. Hmm?
Kill him. Follow me, I'm going to this. Fortunately, is
I kneel down and I kiss his cheek.
kill him.
I kneel down, I kiss his cheek, and I say, I'm glad you're back.
So, at that level, Rihanna, I want you to make an investigation check.
Okay. You said investigation, not perception?
Correct. Because I'm sure you're probably looking him over since he's appeared
Well,
in
yeah, that-
armor and
It's 11. My passive's 20 though. That's what I was asking.
so.
My perception's better.
But yes, what little bit of wind cuts through, you see the beard, the thick dwarven beard, move slightly, and you see a black mark on the side of his neck. Just a straight line, about an inch.
That's me. I reach forward and I touch it. New mark? You were only gone 4 days.
Less.
She's
Oh. We're walking up, by the way.
So, 15 years hell time or 15 years? You miss Torsten, who is like 3 feet away for just the briefest of moments.
I'm standing in front of Rusty now, though, so behind me.
I'm right here, bitch. I can do that again.
Hit him, hit Torsten.
It's also a roll.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were ever curious about what our last campaign was like and what the last character that Brian actually played, yeah,
This is
You need to be good. I can banish you. Torsten can banish you. We can do this most of the day.
What are you doing back here? Where'd you
I hit Torsten with Rusty. What would you like me to roll?
well, you got to roll for grapple for Rusty,
Okay, strength check.
an opposing strength check.
That's a 1 for 29.
No,
Wait a minute, don't you need to attack first to grapple.
that's good.
And your unarmed strike to hit was an 11. And I doubt that's right. I doubt
I'm
that's
not
right.
wrestling down the ground. If I'm hit you with him.
Oscar,
That would still be
calm yourself.
Rusty, shut the hell up.
No,
Yeah.
you need to understand.
You don't know what the hell I had to do to come back to be here with you idiots.
why did you come back?
Do you really think you mess around with me? And there's one reason why
He's
I
still
came back.
alive.
There's one reason why I came back. I can't see this.
See the number at all?
No.
No.
20
25.
25.
What's that?
for what?
So as you go to grab, you find a sharp sting on your neck.
Cool.
Which I'm on the ground because he shoved me aside. I'm just on the ground.
I
Like,
go to grab. Finish it then.
He's behind you.
Okay. No, no, I don't. I agree. I don't. Behind him.
I'm casting Spirit Guardians.
a little lower, 22.
22.
I cast Spirit Guardians and I'm like, okay, stop. You need to stop being
Oh
hostile.
no, I'm not done yet. If he's got it in back before, I'm gonna go for
Oh
this.
no. What I've done is Justice puts a blade to your neck
Mhm.
and very calmly says, stop. And
Stop
as you
it.
create an echo, you feel it dissipate as his dagger falls behind in the sand.
I've gotten up and walked away. I'm standing by Scrack and just very disappointed with all of you. Just kind of just standing there looking at all of you.
I'm
So-
I'm surrounded by I'm surrounded by circling ponies now. Those multicolored ponies. Just like calm down. What?
You banish me. I don't give a shit if you banish me. That's fine.
Yeah,
You banish me to my home.
it's not
No.
a perfect spell.
My home. Where I got kicked out of. Where my sister took over.
Dwarf,
I yeah.
shut up. Tall boy, shut up. Shorty, shut up. Riona, shut up.
I'm not saying anything.
Shut up.
Yeah, about 30 seconds. So I need to shut up. Put something in your throat.
He removes the blade from your throat and points. And that's when you can feel the ground. The cold begins to get worse. In the background, you can hear screeches. And you can see a moving blizzard surrounding a titan covered in ice with white dragons flying all around him.
Oh, look at that. A reason to run.
Large ice crystals coming out of the sand and silt.
If I leave you guys alone for 5 fucking minutes to look ahead, will you all still be alive when I come back?
Oh, I'm not going to kill him.
Will we all be in one piece?
He's already missing something, so you know, that's for people.
I'm gonna. Yes,
Ah,
because I don't have one.
does anybody have a cup?
I have a second empty jar.
That'll work.
You're not gonna put your hand in the river, are you? You're gonna put the jar in the river? No.
Just
Where she gets it from.
I don't have much on me, okay? I just have 15 daggers and a ring and the clothes on my back. I need a jar. That's all I need. Have I
Hold on a
steered you
second.
wrong?
Hold on a second. I open up the portable hole. I jump in.
Close it.
Uh,
Like
but
Jason
no.
and Jason 10 and just start beating the hole.
You don't have to jump in, remember? It's like a bag of
I don't want to
holding.
be around them.
Oh.
Would there have been a reasonable jar in the apothecary chest?
Yes, there would be a reasonable jar within the apothecary chest, complete
One
with
jar.
copper. Cricket legs fall out.
Can I get it out of the water for you? I don't want you to get hurt.
Me, we're talking. Mr. Go on, collect it. I got this.
Mr. I was in ice for 21 years.
Do you want to escort her to I'll be more than happy to give you one.
Sure.
That's all I'm gonna talk to us about. Just he's gonna miss friends.
I kneel next to Rusty. Can you please not let anyone die when I go ahead?
I told you.
It's out to
I
ask
told
him.
you. Just-
I'm saying it to him.
How about we just don't harm each other? Yeah, then I can't
He's-
promise I won't banish you again.
I have yet to drop the ponies. So
It only
So,
lasts
like-
a minute, doesn't it?
They only want to say
And
10.
10 minutes,
Oh.
we walked a mile and a half.
Yeah. So
some of us
just
will walk
gonna
faster
let
than
us know.
others.
right?
So,
Some of
okay.
us walk faster.
Rusty,
I will do my best to keep everyone alive and in this realm. Do I make no promises?
I put my forehead on yours. I stand and I look at all of you and I scout ahead on my own.
Hey, be careful.
Yeah, please don't explore
I
or
always am.
grow any more trees. You know, there's a whole forest of weird stuff.
I knew you would know it's me, and I scout off ahead.
It's not really like an answer. Go there for really well control.
Well, look,
I messaged you, Justin. I don't know if you got
I have not. Let me take a look.
it.
I think we should all be very proud of Haskar for using his words.
I take this beam sword. I was like, Russell, I know you stopped him from banishing me the first time. Which is you won't really notice I'm holding on to my finger. It's not really fit for him. You just shut up.
I'm not proud of you.
Just shut up. Just you can talk to Torsten, you can talk to everyone. Just
Torsten, aren't we proud of him?
Please do not refer.
I think the dwarf here is doing great.
I swear to God. I'm very last 2.5 hours. I would just appreciate it if you shut up.
You're a little
Just
jet lagged.
5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Please.
Well, let's go try to.
Go push him in the river. I'm good with that.
We're
We
not
can go
going
push
to
him in the
push him in the river. We're going to try to get out of here.
How about you just stay there and let me scout ahead and don't fuck up my scout mission again?
So as you guys are discussing this, Justice has gone to the edge of the river. You see him taking the sapling, and he is like drawing in the sand. And he has the jar next to him as he's just squatting down, drawing in the sand.
What's his deal?
Hmm?
What's his deal? Is he just crazy? Or... He's the one you're going to answer me? Well, no. Is he Torsten you're going to answer me?
What
Is
is
he
it, crazy?
Yeah, he's twitchy and weird and just...
What's not crazy these days? I have no idea what he's doing. I have no idea.
So let me guess, we get forbidden for all the lies.
I don't. Speaking as someone who doesn't understand Riona, I don't know what she forgives or when she forgives or if she forgives, to be honest.
I think she forgives if she really forgets, but it takes a little while. So I'm guessing she has not forgiven Lucy's reaction of the like.
Just like,
I really appreciate you talking to me. Thank you. Thank you. It's so unfortunate. Is he helping us get out of here, or is he just being a hindrance?
He's supposed to be helping.
Did we see her, Dad? She's not even pushing her.
you must be pushing him in, and I'd still blame you.
See.
The tree is visibly still growing. The rope is taut. There is
Okay.
there is a knot. What he did was he tied a knot in the rope, put it on the ground, and dug a small hole, planted the sapling, covered it, tied an end, the other end, around his ankle, and fell into the water. But not before he wrote a little message on the sand.
What does the message say?
It says, "Pull me out in 12 feet and heal me."
I hate you all. I asked you to do one goddamn thing.
You're
tall-
not
How,
there.
how tall is the tree?
From the time you notice it, it's probably 7.5 feet tall.
Okay, so we're not there yet.
It's really.
Sprack is there going, I don't know what's going on.
Just wanted to see.
He just wipes at you and throws you in the water. Just kidding, just kidding.
And I'm watching the growth of the tree. And when I guess that it's at about 12 feet, I'd be like, all right, guys, pull him up, pull him up, pull him up.
As he was pulling up, I'm casting shape water on the rope to get all the water off the rope as he was pulling. I can talk about this in 5 minutes.
Years. You played with me for 2 years. You know well. All right. So, Rihanna, what are you doing?
Smoking really big crystals, hoping my friends would keep my very estranged father alive.
So, as Rusty water bends the water off of the rope, Thorsten, I'm assuming Haskar begrudgingly begin to pull the rope.
Pretty much because he's the only person who can give a shit about him is.
Okay. There's definitely a weight at the end, and the only thing that you see is the tree, the rope, the writing. That's it. But as you begin pulling and pulling and pulling, eventually you find a white bootless foot that the rope is tied around. The calf is exposed because the pull of the river has pulled his breeches up a little bit. But eventually you pull out a changeling. Scars on his head, hairs plastered to his face, his clothes mostly on.
Try him quick, Rusty.
He has the knapsack on and tied across his chest so it wouldn't break free. He is not breathing.
I'm going to immediately cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
To stabilize him.
Let me know when I walk up.
And then so that's one action. And then
Okay.
But that makes him stable for.
that's
It's like,
that's
so one in his lungs gets in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pull, shape watering the water out.
So you see it come out of his mouth and nose, a little out of his ears. It pulls off of his body, almost grudgingly so. Like you said, very viscous.
As soon as he's got a dry spot on his chest, I'm gonna lay on hands for 10 points of healing.
Okay.
To use for my lay on hands spell.
Okay.
Doesn't lay on hands only work if he's still alive and
I
not doing death
stabilized.
saves?
yeah,
Stabilized.
he's stabilized. That's what spare the
Okay.
dying was for.
Really good spell. Really underused, in my opinion.
Yep. So then as soon as he has a place for me to touch, I give him all 10 points that I have of quick lay on hands. And I'm also going to cast lesser restoration on him to cure him of any disease he might have picked up while he was in there.
Nice.
And then at 5th level, I'm going to cast healing word
So you pour all this healing magic into him.
for
And-
15 points.
Okay. And as you do, his chest, which is exposed because his shirt was riding up, you see he's not exactly the most muscular changeling. He's very average in his height, weight, his form. But you can see the glow in his chest as you push through all this magic. And finally, you hear.
I help him sit up.
He stands up, a little shaky, a little wobbly, looks down at his leg and sees the rope.
Do you know who you are?
What?
Your name. Do you know your name?
Of course I do.
Sure you do. Would you mind reminding us?
As he fixes himself a little bit, he stands a little taller, cracks his neck. Thank you, Torsten. I appreciate the healing spells.
Well, he remembers me.
Help me keep my wits about me. Now, he unfastens the haversack, opens it up, dumps out whatever liquid is in there, reaches in, grabs the first Dragon Ball. I don't know which one you are. Help me keep my wits about me. Now, he unfastens the haversack, opens it up, dumps out whatever liquid is in there, reaches in, grabs the first Dragon Ball. I don't know which one you are. Reaches in, grabs the other Dragon Ball. Oh, make a dexterity. One more than he did. I rolled low. So as he kind of just does this, you
I need you to wait.
Shut up. No, but that's not good. Shut up. That's not wrong.
Even I'm like, no.
I'm like, Hasgar, buddy.
It's just these two throats just throwing these stuff on. But still,
he kind of looks at you for a second and smiles and goes, "That's your funeral. Fine." He turns the bag inside out, dumping completely everything that's in the bag. All the notes, all the little knickknacks, baubles, everything that Rihanna has dropped in there, and begins sifting through it. And he finds a couple of pages and he holds them up and goes, "There they are." He walks over to the river, dips them into the water, looks at them longer. Finally. Walks back. Oh,
What?
I'm sorry, I've made a mess. He starts scooping everything back into the bag. Just needed this. Thank you.
What is it?
Well, this is a page. It's taken from a certain book. It's cost quite a few people their lives, but
You
Dip in the
sound
sticks.
different.
do I? A dip in the sticks. The knowledge is erased. Just like I was hoping for.
Guys,
Look,
not too official, please.
I'll say, am I walking up now?
Sure, we'll say you're walking up now.
Let's walk up. Guys, there's some weird crystal trees over there.
No,
I'm so
no,
glad
no,
I
no.
don't get hurt.
Just,
there's some
Yeah.
weird stuff going on here.
there's some issues. Let's talk, shall we, Dad?
Certainly. What would you like to talk about?
The page that you just dipped into the sticks and we saw the knowledge of it, and in fact, you threw one of the Dragon Balls into it.
He wouldn't do that.
Oh, I absolutely would. They're not good for you.
I wasn't using them. I was just keeping them from others.
And I appreciate it, and now no one will ever have them. Well, the one I managed to toss in before your friend grabbed the other one.
Asgard? You have a ball?
Shit. So can we tell you that now? Because it's kind of dick.
It's again a misunderstanding.
No, he jumped into river sticks before we could stop him, which we really wanted anyways.
Well, if you want to be quite honest about it, I made sure to lash myself to something that wouldn't go into the water so that I could,
Then we basically have to pull him out and heal him.
as per my directions, and I appreciate that.
And then he dumped into a hammer sack. Then one that pages into the river. Laughed about it was like they recent knowledge. So I don't know which page he dumped into
Did
because
I laugh? I don't think I laughed. I
Wait,
think you
remember
are-
how I promised that I wouldn't kill your father?
She's having a panic attack right now, guys. She's dryad, backing away, just
Oh, no,
druid
no.
crafting all over the ground.
Oh, no, calm down, everyone, calm down. I'm still me.
Oh, you're not?
you're the answer to lie to me. When you got my thoughts distinctly, made me fucking give a message to your daughter that and I'll say nothing else if I knew you. And you just reminded someone else wounded. You worthless sack mummy sack shit.
Ooh, harsh words.
Asgard?
No. You can tell me before you accidentally try that kind of river and make sure.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to stop you here, okay? I just if we do something, you won't kill him. Like right now.
Something fucking amazing.
I'm curious myself, honestly.
Polymorph. I'm gonna use my other portent so he rolls a 9.
Oh yeah, he would absolutely roll 9. But he's been soaking in the river Styx.
Worth a shot.
Mm,
Not very fun.
wouldn't the removal of the river sticks from him kind of.
Oh, you dried me off very nicely, thank you, and I do appreciate that. Now, if I might explain a few things.
Oh, you better explain a lot.
Regale us.
Firstly, I'm still me. I'm just more relaxed, we'll say. Sound good?
You have no idea what to see because I'm saying holy sword.
What's everyone's passive perception?
Uh,
Riona has passed without trace on and she's sprinted off
Mine's
quietly.
Well,
Then Justin's the only one who knows that Riona
Mine's-
has sprinted off
mine's
towards the trees.
14.
Maybe we shouldn't be discussing this. My daughter just ran off, so if you'll excuse me, and he scoops up the haversack, begins to sprint after.
I'll take it. You can catch it.
Tosses you the haversack. A peace offering.
Yeah,
And
it's
he
gonna be a lot
starts
of
sprinting after.
Seriously, just tempted.
Okay, now are you like normal sprinting or like
I am dryad form, Zephyr Strike, sprinting full on into the woods with the crystals and the string.
That's my choice.
so
She's-
then I guess I'm just gonna have to try to keep up with Justice then.
So as you are running towards the trees,
Not
It
paying
doesn't-
attention.
it doesn't take long to get into the trees, but you are trotting across all these threads everywhere. In fact, every once in a while you have to move the threads out of your way. And as you stop, you're breathing heavily, you don't know what's going on. You turn around, trees behind you, trees in front of you, trees all around you. The river Styx is still nearby. There's 2 smaller pieces of crystal that have fallen over, so you can cross it. But after a while, you can only hear your breathing. And you hear,
They have come. They have come to save us.
Not
from
here,
above you.
not here to save anyone. I don't look up.
You hear another voice.
She is so pretty. If she does not save us, at least we can look at her.
I just sit on the ground as a dryad, having a panic attack.
Gentlemen, you find Justice is running forward as he pulls out his
I'm running with him for as long as I can keep up with him.
as he pulls his rusty dagger out of his belt. He starts cutting into his hand a little bit in a kind of a half moon and grunts as he's running. He pulls out another ring. There you are. All right. Now, where is she? He starts trying to track her feet, her footprints, and he goes into the forest.
How fast is he moving?
He has a 35 movement.
I'm keeping up.
I'm sprinting. Keep up. Keep up.
So as you enter this area, the glow from the trees is nice. It is a little warmer, not terribly warmer, but it's noticeable. And as you run across these red threads, like Riona, you have to move some out of your way. After a while, you see Justice ahead kind of curse to himself a little bit, pull his dagger back out, and start cutting through some of the threads. And they cut very easily. And as they fall, red liquid seeps out of them.
No, that's not good.
And
I
you
try
can
to
see Riona.
stay away from the red liquid.
You see Riona sitting just inside a little copse of trees in her dryad form, sorry. And while you can hear her breathing, because it is so quiet here, you can hear your own breathing. In fact, it is so quiet, you can hear your sped up heartbeats from your exertions.
Oh,
And then you hear,
More to save us.
I look up.
you see people, more or less. You see humans, humanoids, halflings. They are the sources of these red strings. Some have an arm or a leg missing, some are just the torsos. But these red strings come out from any portion of their body that they are missing. Some have an eye gone, red strings.
Oh no.
I'm glad Riona didn't look up. She's just staring at the ground, just trying to calm down and figure shit out.